Welcome back to Cutting It Up. I am your host, Liz Groeschen, and today I am joined by comedian, singer, actress, Robin Michelle Taylor. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to do this with you.
She's usually behind the camera because she's also our wonderful stage manager, floor manager, like extraordinaire. So we're putting her in front of the camera tonight to collage and cut it up. When you are not cutting it up behind or in front of the camera with us here, what are you up to?
I came to New York to sing. I've been doing a lot of acting, but lately I've been learning how to do more things behind the scene. I decided this year of 2026 to get into more content creation. It's so a secret wish of mine that I never really talked to people about, and I've wanted to do this honestly for like the last 20 years. I've always wanted to be like a travel blogger.
Okay.
Yeah, I've always wanted, because I would travel a lot anyway, but I never knew how to get started or anything like that. And I actually just went on a really big trip. I went to St. Kitts for a spiritual retreat. It was such a wonderful thing. I woke up with views of the ocean, and then we would do yoga with views of the mountain. It was nice to just like be in this space that was, everyone was so chill. Like I want to say like around 2017, 2018, I decided to try to do staycations. No, I started that I'm from Louisville, Kentucky originally, and I started that in we're both Kentucky girls. I started that in 2015. I was in Kentucky for like 3 years, and I decided to do staycations. I decided, well, let's find out what's great about Louisville and do fun stuff here and talk about it. With that, I did a new hobby. I started doing like the Cirque classes, like what you see in Cirque du Soleil.
Okay.
I started doing those classes. I went to different things on the river, and it was just really cool just to see the things that Louisville had to offer that I didn't know was there. And so then I decided when I was back here in New York to do the same. And so I wanted to go to all the beaches in New York. But I found my favorite beach, which is Cedar Grove Beach, which is in Staten Island. And
what makes it your favorite?
It's so secluded. It used to be a private beach. It's public now. But since people don't really go, and there's no boardwalk. There used to be a boardwalk like in the 30s or the 40s, and they got rid of the boardwalk when they made it a private beach. Since there's no boardwalk, people don't really go. Like, the most people I've seen at that beach was like 50. That's nothing, you know? So I love that.
So calm.
It's so peaceful. It's so serene.
That sounds perfect.
Yeah.
What was your favorite thing to do in Louisville? Like if you were telling somebody to go do or see in Louisville, what's the one thing that they should make sure to do?
Oh my goodness. Oh, that's a good question. There's so many things to do in Louisville. I think it just depends on the time of the year. So if you're there during like Derby time, then, you know, definitely go to all the Derby activities. As you may or may not know, it's a 2-week event for a 2-minute horse race. So you've got the Derby City Festival. You definitely want to be a part of that. If you drink, you definitely want to go to Whiskey Row. We have our own Whiskey Row there, as opposed to the Whiskey Row that goes from like Louisville to like Lexington. There's lots of wonderful restaurants. Kentucky Kingdom is there. The Bat Museum, all the museums. Oh, I love museums. So there's lots of wonderful museums to go to. Muhammad Ali's museum is really good.
Oh, I haven't been to that one yet.
Yeah. That one's really, really cool. So I actually got to go to his funeral when he passed away.
Really?
Yes, that was so cool to see.
How did that happen?
How was I able to go?
Yeah.
So he had like a love letter to Louisville, and he had 3 funerals. And his main one was the public one. And they held it at Yum at Yum Center,
Okay.
just owned by like
The Yum
KFC,
Corporation.
Yeah, KFC, Pizza Hut, Taco Bell, all that.
Yeah.
And it's huge now. Like, it's now a part of the Louisville skyline. It's that big. I got to see Will Smith. He was one of his pallbearers, and like Mike Tyson was one of his pallbearers of Vander Holyfield, all of that. So it was free to go to. I mean, it's a funeral, but you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, anybody could go, but you had to get tickets.
Okay.
I was actually working at Actors Theater of Louisville at the time, and my boss wanted to go, and so she was like, "We're all going." So she had us working, and while she went and grabbed tickets, we all left work and went to the funeral.
That's a nice chunk of history that you get to claim.
It was amazing. Like, that day, you know how back in the day you hear how when the presidents would pass away, they would do like a tour and their body would go on tour, and you get to see them go through the neighborhoods and stuff. That's exactly what they did with Muhammad Ali.
Wow.
He went through the tour. People stood and sat on the sidelines. Some people ran behind the car. Ali, Boombaye, Ali. It was so cool to watch.
Yeah, it gives me chills just thinking about it.
Yeah, it was really amazing. It was such an amazing thing to see. That's something that we'll never see in this lifetime again. That's also something to do. You can see his grave at Cave Hill Cemetery. Him, Harlan Sanders, who's, you know, the KFC.
So this happened when you were acting in Louisville. Tell me how you got into acting.
Oh, because I'm a ham. I've always have been someone who likes to show and show off and whatnot. And I'll never forget, I was in fourth or fifth grade at Bates Elementary in Louisville, Kentucky. And these big kids came from the high school. They came from Manual High School. They were called Louisville's Next Generation, and they performed for us. And I just remember thinking, yes, me, forever. I've got to do that. And so I went up to them, and I was like, how do I get to go to this high school? And they said, you have to audition. And I went back to my parents, and I said, I want to go to this high school. I want to go to the Youth Performing Arts School. They said, okay, we'll figure out how to get you in. And I started taking classes, vocal lessons with at the time, my best friend's father was a vocal coach. And eventually I got in. I also sang in Louisville Youth Choir since I was 11. And my mother was in a gospel singing group. And when I became old enough, I also joined the group. I would act in the church plays, and then I auditioned for plays outside of church, and I auditioned for plays for Stage 1 and Actors Theater of Louisville and the whole nine. And it just really got me going. And then next thing I know, that's my life. I'm acting and singing all the time. So, yeah, that's how I got into it.
How did you make the move from Louisville to New York City?
So, there's a few steps. I didn't move exactly from Louisville. Well, I did, but I did. I went to school. I went to college. And I didn't go right after high school. I gave myself a few years. And I got accepted into every college that I went into, but I really wanted a close relationship with God. So I went to a Bible college. And
in Louisville?
Oh, no, in Terrell, Texas.
Okay.
Southwestern Christian College in Terrell, Texas. If you ever hear Jamie Foxx stand up and he's talking about growing up on a college campus, that's the college that I went to.
Okay.
And so I went to that college, graduated, went to Oklahoma Christian University afterwards. And while I was there, I was on a TV show on NBC where I came in second runner-up, a singing show called Clash of the Choirs. And after that, I was like, oh, I went back to school in Oklahoma, and I was like, no, this is not for me. I need to go into a bigger market. And so I left there and moved to New York.
How was it moving to New York at first? Because it sounds like this was a pretty big change, right?
It was.
How did you feel like making that change in location and like what you were doing and what you were aspiring to do?
It was a very big change. It was also a culture shock a little bit. It was exciting because it's New York. One of the things that I love about New York is all the different cultures, the diversity that you don't really experience in Kentucky, or honestly anywhere else. The sticker shock of living here was really hard because in Oklahoma City, I had my own apartment. By that time, my car was paid for. I think my rent was like less than $500.
Yeah.
Here in New York, where I lived, would cost easily $5,000 or $6,000.
Right.
Yeah, and I was paying like less than $500.
So how are you entering into acting at this point?
I had been dabbling. I would come here for auditions at different times. I signed up for Actors Access and Backstage and a few other things.
Did you think that they were worth it, like signing up for those?
I realize now that Actors Access was worth it.
Okay. I
didn't really pay for it. I would just, I would see what they had, and sometimes I would show up for things. Don't do it. I suggest don't do it.
Will you get in trouble if you do that?
I don't know about getting in trouble, but like it's not really a thing that you should do. You shouldn't crash auditions. You shouldn't.
Oh, that's for the auditions. Actors Access.
Yeah, I would crash auditions.
Okay,
because
got it.
At that time, I would see auditions for stuff, and I would just go to them. And I tend to crash them.
Okay.
But then,
did you ever get called out?
No. Mm-mm.
I'm intrigued.
No, one lady, she laughed at me. It was supposed to be celebrity ghost stories, and so you were supposed to be. I was auditioning to be a reenactor, and so I was supposed to be afraid of this ghost. So I was like, I'm supposed to be screaming and like freaking out about this ghost. And so I was, and the casting director could not stop laughing at me. She could not stop. She thought it was the funniest thing. I'm thinking I am giving her everything, and she thinks it's the funniest thing. And so I absolutely did not get that job. I knew people, and I knew people who knew people. Because I'd been acting for years.
You're just building your network, even in Louisville, to come here.
Yes.
And using that network here.
Yes.
And using those connections to get your roles.
Yes.
And not necessarily relying on like this entry point that others might be relying on.
Yes. Because we always think we have to have an agent, and having an agent is nice, but I learned the hard way that having an agent is not everything. You have to do a lot of the work yourself to make it happen. That was the part that was really daunting. I was running here, there, and everywhere trying to obtain this agent, finding out later that I didn't really need an agent. I just needed myself.
Like when you say I needed myself, if somebody's watching this and they're interested in like pursuing acting like you did, but they don't have the contacts that you have, what does that mean to rely on themselves? What do they need to do?
Start going to classes.
Which classes do you recommend?
Well, it depends on what you want out of, for yourself. Like when I came to New York, after like maybe being here for a year, I found out that I'm really funny. So I decided to get into comedy.
How did you find out you were funny?
A friend of mine is an entertainment lawyer. And she had an idea for a show that she wanted to get produced. And she asked me to help her write it. And I said, okay, yeah, sure, I'll help you write it. When I started writing with her. She was like, she said, I knew this would work because you're really funny. And I was like, oh, great. It's the first time I knew I was funny. I knew I liked making people laugh. That's the first time someone said to me, oh, wow, you're funny.
Yeah, they like acknowledged it, validated how you were feeling.
Yeah.
Okay, so what did you do with this information, this like validation?
So I decided to pursue it more. I decided to I took stand-up comedy classes. I took acting classes for comedy. I started auditioning for more comedies because comedy was more fun to me. Mm-hmm. So I started pursuing that. I didn't sing as much because I found comedy to be a lot more fun. Mm-hmm. I would tell someone to figure out what your niche is, what you like to do. The best way to start networking is to take classes. Watch the shows that you would like to be in. Find out whom the casting directors are, whom the director is. Find out if they ever have classes. Start attending them.
The director and the casting director?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I hadn't heard of that before, that the casting directors and directors teach classes.
Sometimes. And then sometimes you have like people, like it's more of a networking thing.
Yeah.
Like I went to a weekend scene study with Leah Daniels Butler, her brother is Lee Daniels.
Okay.
And she has casted everything that he's done, but she's also casted a lot of stuff that has nothing to do with him. She's like major in Hollywood. Mm-hmm. If there's commercials, if you want to do more commercial work, more voiceover work, start taking classes. That's my best advice, because with that you never know who you'll meet. I did a show last summer that helped me do other things, and it was pretty cool. So a friend of mine has a show that he has written that he wants to get on Broadway. And so whenever I see something about like new works and musicals and things of that nature, I will send it to him. Well, I sent him something, and whatever I sent him, he forwarded it to someone else. And in my email, there's a picture of my headshot, and it says that I'm an actor. And his friend wrote him back and said, oh, my friend has a show that she's producing or that she's directing, and she's looking for a woman of color for this role, and she's having a hard time finding someone. I think your friend, based on her headshot, would fit the description.
Yeah.
Would you mind if I sent her information to my friend? And so my friend wrote me and was like, do you mind? And I was like, you never have to ask if I mind. Yeah, send it, please. And so he sent it, and they liked me. She liked me, and she reached out to me, and I had an audition, and I got in the show. And then because of what the show was, I was placed in a directory, and I've had several people reach out to me for like PR work and different events. Some I've been able to do, some I have not been able to do, all because of that one thing. So you never know where the seat goes.
Never know.
Yeah.
You never know.
You just never know. Yeah.
Okay, usually this is the time when you would be telling me to wrap it up.
Okay.
So now is our goal to glue.
Okay, I've been gluing as I go.
You've been doing a better job at it than me. I'm still cutting out a little bit out. As you know, usually I ask for some like tips. I like to get like helpful tips whenever I can.
Okay.
And You mentioned that if somebody is going into acting, it really depends on what niche they want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any broad places that you would recommend for classes?
What I would say is I'll give you websites to go to and look for classes. That every actor is familiar with Backstage. Backstage is great when you're first starting out. They show classes there. Playbill shows where there are classes. Actors Access is really good if you, as an actor, a lot of professional actors and agents, my agent uses Actors Access. If you go on playbill.com, that's a good one to find various acting classes, things of that nature. And you can, with that one, it gives you options, a drop down for jobs, a drop down for what state for the jobs. So with that one, you don't have to be in the state of New York or in LA or in Georgia, where the big things are. You can be in Kentucky and look for something. And there's a lot of work actually in Kentucky. Shout out to my Kentucky actors because while I was there, I filmed a Hallmark movie. There.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Like Christmas style or just Hallmark style?
No, Hallmark style.
I have such a weak spot. Oh, fun.
Yeah. I was in the funeral choir.
Amazing.
Because she died.
Oh no.
I know. I'm not giving spoilers. She dies at the beginning of the film,
so you're safe.
Yeah.
Hallmark viewers.
Yeah. She died at the beginning. I would definitely do those things. And also talk to your fellow actors, fellow singers, whatever field you're going into, fellow comedians, to find out, the best places.
What do you have in the pipeline right now?
So right now, I'm really excited. I am a multi-camera stage manager for the shows Cutting It Up and Today's Best Friend.
Oh, she's so sweet.
And that's one of the things that I'm really excited about doing because I've always been in front of the camera. So this is one of the first times I've been really like behind the scenes and learning all the things that go behind the scenes. And I really am enjoying this aspect. Actually decided to step out on faith. I was doing some paid I can't say with who, but I was doing some paid background work with the show. And after the show was over, I kept watching the stage manager, and I asked the person who was handling us if I could be introduced, and they said yes. And then they came up and said, "Oh, I'm sorry, we ran out of time. I couldn't do it." So no problem. So after it was over, I decided to go and get myself some chips. So you had to go further into where I was going to get the chips and then go back to the train. And as I'm going towards the train, lo and behold, there he is. And I was like, "Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry to bother you. My name is Robin, and I want to do what you do. I've been really watching you. I've been taking classes to learn how to do what you do, and I was hoping I could talk to you." And he was so nice. He said, "Take my number, and we'll talk." And we did. He did. He took my number, and he just gave me so much information, taught me what to do about resumes, and he has been just such a great mentor.
I love that. I love nice people.
Nice people are so great. But it also helps when you decide to go after what you want.
Yes.
And don't be afraid, because at first I was afraid, and I was like, I'm not going to say anything to him. And I thought, well, what can it hurt? If I say something to him and he doesn't respond well, I have lost nothing.
You've lost nothing.
If I don't say anything to him, I could lose it all. And I would have lost it all. I would not have had, and he made sure that I would come to that space and learn. He'd say, "Come with all your questions. Make sure you have questions, and I'll teach you something every time you come." And he did. And he would say Robin, like we'd have a break, and he'd pause. He'd say Robin. I'd have to run down to set, which was amazing. I got to just get out of my chair and run down set.
That's amazing.
And he'd say such and such, and this is what happens. And so when this happens, you do this, and when this happens, you do that. So what questions do you have for me? And I have to look at my book. This question, he'd say, okay, this is the answer, and then he'd talk to me a little bit more, and then he'd send me on my way. Sometimes
nice people.
He would, because there are people that were interning there. He let me sit with the interns and he talked to us.
Oh.
I'm not a part of any program. I took, and I don't say don't go harass people. That was just something that I just decided to do, but take the initiative.
Yeah, you didn't. You were so nice and respectful about it.
Absolutely.
And I think there is something like really powerful about telling somebody like what you want.
Yes.
And you're willing to show up and be part of whatever it is they're doing to learn. Because I really believe strongly that people want to help other people.
Yes.
And like, I think that a lot of times, at least in my experience, maybe people don't know how to help. You're making their job so easy when you just tell them like how they can help you.
Yeah.
So
my guru says, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Sri Nityananda Paramashivam, says people are good.
They are good.
People are inherently good.
Especially like now, it's something that I think that is really important to remind ourselves and think about often because we're surrounded by a lot of negative energy and it's like outweighing this like fundamental like, no, people are good.
Yes.
People are good.
Yes.
You ready to reveal?
Sure.
They look so good.
They do.
Oh, I love the colors.
Oh my gosh. She is flying with her spoons.
She's flying with her spoons and her like teeth propellers.
Yes. I love that.
I love yours too. It's
How
so
did you do
optimistic.
I decided to start showing the things that I want because that's the only way you can make it happen.
Yes. Is there anywhere somebody might want to connect with you where they can find you online?
Yes. You can definitely always find me. I have a home online, therobinmichelle.net.
There you have it. Okay, it's your turn. Go cut something up. Thanks for joining us. That's a good one.
He's going to give a thumbs up.
Oh, thank you so much for being on the other side with me.
Thank you for having me.
I went really hard looking at cooking magazines.
Okay.
And I feel like there's an imbalance. So now, did you feel there was an imbalance?
No.
Yours looks good. Maybe I just had like the cooking stuff.